Welcome back to page 121. Today I'm going to take a look at an excellent page online by Krista B. Siren. It's Gord's Greyhawk. It's based on the Gord the Rogue novels. This is an amazing page that's been around since the late 90s that has everything Gord's Greyhawk. I'll explain a little bit more when I get over to the page and we actually take a look at it. It's on Greyhawk Online. This is one of those sources that's moved around many times. I first discovered it probably in the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s. It's a great resource for just Greyhawk out of the Gord the Rogue books. And we're going to take a look at the page itself, and we're going to talk about what an amazing accomplishment this was over 20 years ago, when a lot of the things we take for granted now, like in-page links, really didn't exist. And even if you have read all the Gord books and everything else, there's still a lot of fineness brought out on this page that I really think you'll benefit from taking a look at it. So today we're going to take a look at Gord's Greyhawk by Krista B. Siren on Greyhawk Online on page 121. Before I go into the subject of today's video, I just want to show a quick setup of some Hearst arts from a game I did last night. Obviously a throne room. Player characters are there, entreating with the Mage King. Reasons why are not important. I made this throne room area a few years ago. I rather like it. I like that view. And one of the features I really like is the secret door. Hides away nicely. My players didn't even know that was there until I revealed it in the course of the game. So there you have it. Just some fun with Hearst arts. Just thought I'd show it. And now on to the regularly scheduled video. All right, the webpage, Gord's Greyhawk by Krista B. Siren. This started in the late 80s. And then online it started in the late 90s or throughout the 90s. What this amazing lady has done is she linked all the information from the Gord the Rogue books by cross-referencing every single proper noun and reference point in all of the Gord the Rogue novels. This thing is just gorgeous. You come down here, here are the contents. Now, big deal, it's got in document links, who cares? Back when this was made, that was unheard of. I remember poring over this for hours working in my Greyhawk game. So, and we're in Orth. Let's take a look at the Aber Alls. Let's see what happened in the Aber Alls in the Gord the Rogue novels. Takes it just a moment to link up. There we go. So, there they are, also known as the Dreaded House. Mauer Castle is referenced there. And there's a stone monument. This is called out in the Greyhawk, in the first Gord the Rogue book. The Cataboline Demon is mentioned. Let's go. What's that? I'm not familiar with the Cataboline Demon. Let me take a look. Click the in-page link. Again, oh, big deal. Everybody has this. When this came out, nobody had it. She did a tremendous job on this. Here we go to the NPCs, the Flanus and beyond. Now, this only gives you what is told in the books. It doesn't expand beyond the books, but that's fine. Here we have, all right, let's take a look at Alton the Wizard, who appears in, not Commonless Darkness. I can't remember off the top of my head which one he's in, but it's the one with Gravestone. So here we are. He's a wizard with a circle of 8 and a vassal to Tensor. He's at least 18th level. He's Bigby's equal, less potent than Mordekainen, Tensor, and Gravestone. Gravestone's our main villain. I think that's Cumberland Endless. Yeah, that is Cumberland Endless Darkness. Sorry about the brain glitch. He's knowledgeable about energies, transport spells. He's blonde-haired, lion-maned. He has large, intelligent, deep brown eyes. He has a throat brooch that casts light at will. He has a staff of the Magi, and he's not afraid to use the retributive strike. He has an egg of bondage that turns into bands that completely constrict, bind to constrict a creature. This is all stuff that happens in the novel or is mentioned in the novel. She went ahead and refined it so we know this about Alton. So if I want to make Alton an NPC in my Greyhawk game, This is all I need to know. He's 18th level. He's got a few magic items that are called out here. He's an expert at energy, and he's associated with Tensor. There's the information I needed. Chert, who is in a lot of the books as Gord's best friend, he's a barbarian of the Edry Forest. His strength is in 1896. That's an extrapolation from the book. He's more comely and charismatic than Gord, but not as intelligent. He fights with a battle axe and a longbow. He also knows armory. He's 6'8", 2 years older than Gord. He has a +3 battle axe, Brule the Hummer. He uses a longbow and carries 2 quivers of broad-headed arrows. He wears chain and a helm, leather leggings, heavy leather boots, no shield. His tribal battle cry is Penwolf. And that goes into how his personality is brought out. He's only attracted to blondes. He's superstitious about dark-haired women. One once broke his heart, and he's now only attracted to blondes. He is named a gentleman in the House Physiac. He and Gord bought a horse in the river quarter near the strip. Just all this incredible detail that's pulled from the novels. There's a little bit here. Here's the firebrand that Gelor walks around with. There's a little bit here that is pulled out of the D&D books, but I'm okay with that. This page is, I've been looking for it for a while now. I couldn't find it. I couldn't remember the name of it, and it's moved around many times. In fact, there's a nice little piece at the beginning of this that talks about where this was in the late 90s to the early 2000s, and then it kind of went dormant for a little bit, and then was picked up by Greyhawk Online in 2015. We're going to talk a little bit about Greyhawk Online in just a minute. So here we have Gord, Black Cat. There's all his stats as called out. He's born in Greyhawk City. Let's go to Greyhawk City. This was one of the more interesting things. If you have the box set from Greyhawk City, a lot of the Gord the Rogue stuff made it into the box set. And well, that's interesting. It took me over here. I'm going to go back. I wasn't ready to talk about the channel itself. It's the first time I've clicked on Greyhawk City. Let's see. Let's take a look at Rex Felis. The only place we ever really see Rex Felis is in the Gord the Rogue novels and the short story At Midnight Black Cat Comes. Here we go into the different realms. We go to the inner plane, Plane of Shadows. The reason it went here when I clicked on Rex Felis is he is the Cat Lord, and he is in the realm of cats. So here are all the spheres, all the realms that are visited by Gord. In City of Hawks, we have a very long vignette, short story, novella, whatever you want to call it, where Gord is in the Plane of Shadow. It's really good and honestly shaped the Plane of Shadow in my campaign from the time I read it in the late 80s. I used the Plane of Shadow a fair amount. We do have a player character, a very high-level player character in our campaign who is a shade. It's a long story, but I've used it to good effect. He is actually a shade. He made the transition at some point during his career. I did a whole series of games on that, and the player loved the idea of having the character become a shade, and he did. And he is imaginatively named Shade. So, anyway, the Plane of Shadows has a lot to do in my campaign because of that and because of these books. Here we go to the Imprimus's Fortress, where Gord goes on the realm of Shadow. He is the Shadow King. Hot Breath is an elder lion-like creature, agent of the Cat Lord. Smokemane works for the Cat Lord. It's just all these cool things that are linked in here, all from the Gord the Rogue novels. So if you're interested in finding out more about elements of the Gord the Rogue novels, even though you've read them, some of these links don't work. I had played around on this, but now, of course, I'm filming the video, and I've found 2 links that really don't work. So you're going to have to be a little patient with it. It's still fantastic. When you get into an area that you want to look at, you don't need to click around. You can just go ahead and browse it. So here we go. The Haven. It's a quasi-realm created by the Force of Balance to give Gord, Gelor, and Lita a break once they've recovered all 3 parts of the Theo part. That's getting a little ahead of where I am in recapping the Gord stories. We go to the prison of Thurisdan, again, getting a little ahead. Now we go to the residents of the inner planes, Master Entropy. The manse of the Cat Lord. This is where Rex Felis holds court. Again, this is just really nice information. It gives the descriptions right from the books. This keeps the flavor of the novels, but goes into some detail. And I had noticed some things, even though I'd read the book several times, I had noticed some things in here that I hadn't really picked up from the novels, and then went back and looked at and went, oh yeah, I completely missed that. So I do recommend, if you have a few hours, spend them enjoying Gord's Greyhawk. This is a really nice piece of work. A labor of love, truly. Krista just did it because she loved the books. Now we go to the homepage of Greyhawk Online. Greyhawk Online is the place you can easily get the Earth Journal. I took a look at Earth Journal not too long ago, but there's also some art here and a lot of connections to not only Gord's Greyhawk, but alternate Earths, Encyclopedia Greyhawkania, all kinds of goodies. I will be putting a link below to the Gord's Greyhawk portion of that, and once you have that, then you're able to easily get to, you are in Greyhawk Online, just click the home button and you're there. So that's really all I've got to say about it today. I really like this. I love this site. I've been using the site for years myself, but I really love that they've brought over Gord's Greyhawk here, because that was not always easy to find. So it's kind of exciting that I know exactly where to go from now on, and it's going to be here for us. So that's really about it. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If there's any other websites or things that you're aware of that I've missed, please go ahead and throw a note below and share it with others. That's all I've got today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on page 121.